In the world of economics, there is a fundamental principle that dictates the value of every currency on Earth. If a central bank decides to print $1 trillion tomorrow and flood the market with cash, the purchasing power of that money collapses. When supply becomes infinite, value approaches zero. This is the law of inflation. It is a mathematical certainty. Yet, when it comes to human interaction and social dynamics, you ignore this rule completely. You flood the market with your attention. You offer your presence, your time, and your validation freely and instantly to anyone who asks. You believe that being constantly available makes you loyal or reliable. You think that instant responsiveness proves your dedication. The reality is far colder and far more brutal. By making your attention an infinite resource, you are hyper-inflating your own social currency. You are printing so much of yourself that you have become worthless in the eyes of the people you are trying to impress. You are not building a connection. You are conditioning them to see you as a commodity that will always be there, regardless of how they treat you. You are fighting for respect while actively destroying the very mechanism that creates it. This is not a matter of opinion or style. This is a matter of neurobiology and the fundamental laws of human hierarchy. To understand why your excessive availability is destroying your status, you must look at the machinery of the human mind. The brain is designed to seek rewards, but it is not designed to value rewards that are guaranteed. The primary neurotransmitter driving human drive and attraction is dopamine. However, dopamine is not actually the molecule of pleasure. It is the molecule of craving. It is the fuel of pursuit. The brain releases dopamine when it anticipates a reward, not necessarily when it receives it. But there is a specific condition required for this chemical drive to remain high. The reward must be scarce, and it must be somewhat unpredictable. When a rat in a laboratory pushes a lever and receives a pellet of food every single time, its dopamine levels eventually drop. The brain realizes the reward is guaranteed. It becomes a boring routine. The rat will push the lever only when it is starving. It takes the food for granted. Now consider the rat that pushes the lever and only receives the food sometimes. The uncertainty spikes the dopamine. The anticipation creates focus. The value of the pellet skyrockets because it is not always available. When you reply to a text message within 3 seconds, every single time, you are the guaranteed lever. You are training the other person's brain to down-regulate its sensitivity to your presence. They know you are there. They know you are waiting. There is no anxiety, no anticipation, and therefore, no value. You have removed the psychological oxygen required for attraction to burn. This dynamic creates a concept known as the inflation of attention. When you are always present, your absence loses its weight. You might believe you are being polite, but your biology signals something else entirely. In the ancestral environment, a man who was constantly hovering, constantly seeking approval, and always available was a man with no mission. He was a man with no options. A high-status hunter or a leader was often away. He was occupied with survival, with territory, with governance. His attention was a limited resource. When he directed that focus toward someone, it felt like a gift because it was rare. Today, your smartphone has hijacked this evolutionary signal. It has turned you into a digital servant. When you interrupt your work, your workout, or your sleep to answer a notification, you are signaling to the world that your time is less valuable than their interruption. You are broadcasting a signal of low status. You are saying that you have nothing better to do than to wait for a digital summons. This is the subconscious subtext of the instant reply. It screams that you are empty. You must understand the difference between being truly busy and pretending to be busy. This is where many men fail. They try to use silence as a manipulation tactic. They sit by the phone, staring at the screen, counting the minutes until they are allowed to reply. They are faking scarcity. This is weak behavior, and it is usually detected. People can sense the difference between a man who is genuinely occupied with his purpose and a man who is playing games. True scarcity comes from a life that is actually full. It comes from a reality where your mission, your health, and your financial goals are prioritized above your digital availability. When you are deep in a task, or when you are training, the rest of the world ceases to exist. You are not ignoring people to be mean. You are ignoring them because you are building something that requires your full focus. This authenticity is felt on the other end. It creates a vacuum that pulls people in. Another critical error in this domain is the tendency to explain yourself. When you finally do reply after a period of silence, notice your impulse. Do you feel the need to apologize? Do you write a paragraph detailing exactly why you were busy? Sorry, I missed your call. I was at the gym and then I had to go to the store and traffic was bad. This is the language of a subordinate. You are submitting your schedule for approval. You are asking for forgiveness for having a life. A man operating from a frame of cold reason does not offer unasked for excuses. If you were busy, you were busy.
That is the reality. You do not owe the world an audit of your time. By over-explaining, you destroy the mystery. You turn yourself into an open book that is boring to read. Mystery is a critical component of value. When people do not know exactly what you are doing, their imagination fills in the gaps. They assume you are doing something important. When you give them a detailed itinerary of your mundane errands, you kill that projection. You become ordinary. You must learn to become comfortable with the tension of silence. Most people are terrified of it. They feel that if they do not respond immediately, the other person will lose interest or get angry. This fear is a projection of your own insecurity. You are afraid that your connection is so fragile that a few hours of silence will shatter it. If that is true, then the connection was already broken. Let us look at the practical application of this philosophy. You need to implement structure where there is currently chaos. You need to reclaim your digital sovereignty. A powerful method to start with is the 2-hour rule for non-urgent communication. Unless you are dealing with a life or death emergency or a critical business operation, do not allow yourself to be interruptible at all times. Set specific windows during the day when you check your messages. Outside of those windows, you are a ghost. You are offline. You are working. This requires you to turn off notifications. The constant pinging in your pocket is a dopamine trap designed by engineers to keep you addicted. It keeps you in a reactive state. A man who is reactive is never in control. He is a puppet dancing to the rhythm of other people's demands. By checking messages only every few hours, you shift from reaction to action. You choose when to engage. You set the tempo of the interaction. When you do this, you will notice a shift in the dynamic. At first, people who are used to your instant availability might be confused. They might ask if something is wrong. This is a test. They are checking to see if your frame is solid. Stay consistent. Do not apologize. Simply engage with them normally when you are back online. Over time, they will learn that your time is not a public utility. They will learn that if they want your attention,
They have to respect the fact that it is limited. This creates respect. Respect is not given to those who seek to please everyone. Respect is given to those who have boundaries. By withholding your constant presence, you force people to value the moments when you are present. It is the contrast between light and dark. Without the darkness of your absence, the light of your presence has no brightness. Consider the dynamic of the nice guy. He believes that by being always available, he is accumulating points that he can later trade for love or affection. He thinks that if he replies instantly, listens to every problem, and is always there, he will be rewarded. He is always shocked when he is overlooked for the man who is less available, less agreeable, and more focused on himself. He calls this unfair. He calls it illogical. But it is perfectly logical. The nice guy has saturated the market with his attention. He has signaled that his time has no value because he gives it away for free to anyone who asks. The other man has signaled that his time is scarce. He has signaled that he has a mission that is more important than sitting on a phone. The human brain, evolved over millions of years, respects the second man and exploits the first. This is not about being cold-hearted or cruel. It is about self-preservation. It is about managing your own psychological resources. If you're constantly plugged into the matrix of social validation, your brain is exhausted. You are burning dopamine on trivial interactions, leaving you with no drive for your actual goals. You are chemically castrating your own ambition. You must ask yourself what you are truly afraid of. Are you afraid that if you don't reply instantly, you will be abandoned? If so, you must confront that fear. That fear is the scent of blood in the water. People can smell it. It makes you repulsive. It makes you look needy. Neediness is the antithesis of desire. Desire requires space. It requires a gap to bridge. If you are standing right on top of someone, smothering them with immediate responses, there is no space for desire to grow. Start practicing strategic absence. This does not mean ghosting people to be manipulative. It means aligning your communication habits with your actual priorities. If you are working, work. If you are reading, read. If you are with friends, be with friends. Do not let the digital world bleed into your physical reality. When you are fully present in your own life, your digital absence happens naturally. You don't have to fake it. When you finally pick up the phone after 4 hours of deep work, you are coming from a place of accomplishment. Your mood is better. Your testosterone is likely higher because you have achieved something. Your text messages will reflect this. They will be shorter, punchier, and more confident. You won't feel the need to ask a million questions or use weak emojis to soften your words. You will speak like a man who has a purpose, not a boy who needs a friend. This shift changes the geometry of your relationships. Instead of you chasing the world starts to lean in to listen to you. Because you speak less, your words carry more weight. Because you are seen less, your presence commands more attention. You are leveraging the law of supply and demand in your favor. Remember that you are fighting against your own programming. You are fighting against the dopamine loop that wants you to check that screen. It takes discipline to resist. It takes a cold mind to observe the impulse, recognize it as a weakness, and choose to ignore it. When you implement the 2-hour rule or similar boundaries, you will likely feel anxiety at first. This is withdrawal. Your brain is used to the quick hits of validation. Sit with that anxiety. Observe it. Realize that nothing bad is happening. The world is not ending because you didn't see a meme someone sent you. This discipline builds mental toughness. It separates you from the masses of men who are slaves to their devices. Ultimately, the goal is to become the protagonist of your own reality.
The protagonist is on a journey. He has obstacles to overcome. He does not have time to sit by the campfire waiting for others to talk to him. He is moving. If people want to walk with him, they have to keep up. If they want to talk to him, they have to wait until he stops to rest. This is the energy you must cultivate. Stop viewing your attention as something you owe to others. View it as an investment. Invest it where it yields a return. Invest it in your skills, your body, your bank account, and the few people who truly add value to your life. Stop casting your pearls before swine. Stop printing money until it is worthless. The next time your phone buzzes, do not jump. Do not react. Finish your set. Finish your page. Finish your thought. Let the notification sit there. Let the silence stretch. In that silence, you are rebuilding your value. You are retraining your brain and the brains of those around you. You are teaching the world how to treat you. If you are always there, you are nowhere. You are part of the background noise. To be heard, you must sometimes be silent. To be seen, you must sometimes step into the shadows. Your absence must be felt, for your presence to be valued. This is the science of silence. Use it, or continue to be ignored. The choice is yours.